Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the Hold On weekend. Saturday, May the 9th, is National Lost Sock Memorial Day. Have you ever lost a sock?
So many socks.
So many. National Moscato Day, National Butterscotch Brownie Day, National Sleepover Day, National Birth Mother's Day, National Babysitter's Day, National Dog Mom's Day, National Train Day, Archery Day, Miniature Golf Day, and Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Awareness Day, and then finally Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive Day.
All right.
Then Sunday, the 10th, is, what is this? Mother's Day.
Yes, it
Holy cow.
is.
Happy Mother's Day, Heidi.
Thank
It's also
you.
National Washington Day, National Shrimp Day, National Lipid Day, and National Clean Up Your Room Day. So kids, clean up your room. Mom will appreciate that as well.
Absolutely.
And I've got a guest, speaking of moms. We've got Trudy Cathy White. Her dad is the founder of Chick-fil-A. We're going to talk to her today about a new book she just put out. It's called A Quiet Strength, The Life and Legacy of Jeanette M. Cathy. It's about her mom. So, perfect timing for Mother's Day weekend. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Time now for surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Researchers at Pohang University have developed a contact lens that detects diabetes. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
I know that they can do like an eye screening. They can give you like advanced signs of, hey, you got some stuff going on, you might be diabetic.
Okay.
But it's cool that now there's a lens, like it's a contact lens that
How
can
do you
detect that.
know?
I don't know. Maybe
Doesn't say?
Maybe it'll send you a tweet. I'm not sure. I don't know what it does. But it's some smart contact lens that detects diabetes. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Kingsport police say they arrested a naked man following an incident that involved him hitting an officer's cruiser. They were on the scene at an apartment complex when a naked man, quote, jumped from the shadows and started beating on the cruiser.
Oh, geez.
And yelling. Police say the man, identified as Samuel Bellamy, then ran back toward the apartments and tried to climb in trees. More officers arrived. He ran away towards a nearby parking lot. He refused officers' commands and was then tased. He said, yeah, I was using meth.
Yeah.
Transported to jail, charged with disorderly conduct, indecent exposure, public intoxication, and resisting arrest. So
That's
it's quite a
unfortunate.
combination. It is. I'm really sad to hear all of that and hope this young man gets the help that he needs, because that's not good. But that's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. TV watchers are saying that Little House on the Prairie foreshadowed the coronavirus and COVID-19 outbreaks with 2 episodes about a typhus outbreak called Quarantine and another one called Plague. So folks have been watching like these reruns going, hey, this is exactly what they predicted. Okay. So I think it's a little different.
Probably not, yeah.
Little House on the Prairie. The biggest
Did you
difference
watch that
was
show?
I did a little bit.
I never liked it. I remember it being on after school, and I would always turn the channel.
I thought the young lady that played Laura Ingalls Wilder was adorable. And I grew up like less than an hour from where Laura Ingalls Wilder grew up.
Right.
I grew up there way after she did, just so you know. I'm not that old, kids. But I was kind of interested in that. The Avengers and Stranger Things were the big winners at the Virtual Kids' Choice Awards. And I didn't even know they were having such a thing. I'm not sure if we're on that list or not.
Probably not.
No? Do you have to be in movies to be on the list, do you think?
Well, we were in a movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were in a movie. It's called Deary.
Yeah.
If you have Amazon Prime and would like to be really disappointed, you can look it up. Heidi's in it. I'm in it. It's not good. Thanks for listening to it's called Deary, Off the Wall. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Pennsylvania police arrested 2 teenage girls who hired a hitman to kill one of the girls' stepdads after he caught them in bed together.
Uh-oh.
So the one girl's stepdad was going to get whacked. They were going to hire the hitman, by the way, I believe was an undercover police department person. So Gilead, you've heard about them in the news, the pharmaceutical company. Okay. They're boosting production of an Ebola drug to help the world fight the coronavirus. And I think that people who have stock in that company are pretty happy. I think the stock has gone up really well. I follow that a little bit. More lately than I ever have before, just because I found that very interesting recently. Growing number of New Yorkers are moving out of New York because of the dense population. And they say, with all them people around, they're all spreading germs. So they're like, we're going to go somewhere else, somewhere other than New York City. An Illinois dancer was arrested after she drove to New York City and tried to board the USS Comfort with 18 knives in her purse.
Oh, no.
Judge set bail at $1,000.
$1,000 is all?
I don't know. Apparently, she had that in singles. I'm not sure. She was a dancer, so I don't know what was going on there exactly. Pfizer Pharmaceutical Company says its coronavirus vaccine could be ready for emergency use by fall. So there's another company out there that's working to help things right now. Colorado man hit the $1 million jackpot last Friday and then bought another ticket, and guess what? Won another $1 million jackpot. So twice in the same day, $1 million jackpot. And then if you ever bought a lottery ticket, I don't know if you ever do what I do. I'm like, oh, hey, I won $1. And I give it back. I'm like, I'll just take another scratcher. Right. I wonder if he did that. It's like, you won $1 million. Okay, give me 1 million tickets. You think that's what happened? I sure hope not. An interesting story. CrossFit founder Lauren Jenay, am I saying it right? Jen.
I have no idea.
Is planning a June wedding with her fiance Franklin Tucker, who is under house arrest while he awaits trial for murder.
Oh my!
What?
Oh my, honey, you might want to hold off on the nuptials.
I would think so. Roy Horn, you know who that is?
No.
Yeah, you do. He's from the famed performing duo Siegfried and Roy.
Oh yeah.
He's Roy.
Okay.
He announced that he tested positive for coronavirus.
Oh, that's too bad.
So isn't he also the one who got bit by the tiger?
I don't know
that
which
was
one.
Roy. I think it was.
One of them did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Roy.
So there's a 50-50 chance.
Thank you for that insight, Heidi. Dennis Rodman has a son who's a college-age son. He told reporters, his name DJ, by the way, told reporters he had no idea his dad once went on a 48-hour bender in Las Vegas during the 1998 basketball season. So he had watched that in the Michael Jordan documentary.
Okay.
So he learned about his dad in that. And then
nice.
Did the math and said 98, and I'm in college right now. Wait a minute. Dad, is that how I was born? I'm pretty sure. Doesn't the math add up about right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
So.
And one last story. Disney World announced plans to reopen, maybe as soon as July, with strict social distancing guidelines that would keep people a distance, and then it would be 50% capacity, so half as many people as normal. It's going to do it for your scoop of the day right here on the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this Mother's Day weekend. And today we're going to be visiting with Trudy Cathy White. Her family, her dad and her mother, are the founders of Chick-fil-A. And so many times, her dad was the name that was in the news. But we're going to be talking a little bit about her mother today because Trudy just put out a new book. It's called A Quiet Strength, The Life and Legacy of Jeanette M. Cathy. Trudy, thank you for taking the time to chat.
Well, thank you for having me, John. I appreciate it so much.
Your family is synonymous with Chick-fil-A since your father is the founder of Chick-fil-A. But everybody knows behind every strong man is a very strong woman. And the book that you put out is all about your mother and the role she played, not only in that, but in other people's lives as well. How long ago did you start working on this?
Well, thanks, John. I started about a year ago, and you're exactly right. I know that a lot of people know a lot about my dad, Trudy Cathy, the founder of Chick-fil-A. You can read a lot about him. But very few people have had the pleasure to know my mom, Jeanette Cathy. She was a remarkable lady who had really a significant impact on our family and on our family business. And I just decided, I think her story needs to be told and people need to know about her. She lived her life around 4 simple words: you can with God. And that has been a real rock and stabilizer for our family all these years.
So as people get a chance to read A Quiet Strength, The Life and Legacy of Jeanette M. Cathy, they're going to learn about other things too, like the fact that she was raised by a single mother during the Great Depression. Think about the impact that had on her life and probably on your life.
Yeah, most definitely. This is something that's probably surprising to most people to find out about my mother. She was an only child raised by a single mom because her earthly father walked out on her when she was a baby in arms. But if she were here today, she would look at you in the eye and she would say, but don't feel sorry for me, because later in life, someone introduced her to her heavenly father, and he became her perfect father throughout her life. So her walk with the Lord was very intimate. She had a really special relationship with the Lord and lived that out in her life, and it played out as an influence really to my dad, to our family, and to our business.
I think the timing on the release of this book is perfect, with it being Mother's Day this weekend. I'm sure there are a lot of people that are trying to figure out what to get mom for Mother's Day, and this book is a story about your mother, but it's also a story that can impact many, many other people.
Yeah, my mom's life was really no different from other people's lives, and her life, and the fact that it had its ebbs and flows, it had its ups and downs, it had its share of challenges through the years, and so I kind of document little short stories about her life that help people understand who she was a little bit more and how she navigated life. And she just had such a positive attitude towards everything that happened, but she learned how to sort of take lemon and turn it into lemonade, so they say, and just the way that she approached things in life because of her faith and her walk with Jesus Christ made all the difference in the world. So I think the book would be extremely encouraging to any mom out there, and coming from a daughter that's reflecting back on my mother's life, it wasn't the big, boisterous, lavish things that were done for any one of us as children growing up. It was the quiet, subtle things that my mother did that are the things that really marked me, that I really remember. And I think it'll really encourage a lot of mothers in how they live their life before their children.
Trudy, since your father was the founder of Chick-fil-A, I think we need to talk about Chick-fil-A for darn sure. And since the book is about your mother, how involved was your mother in Chick-fil-A?
Now, that's a great question. I say that she had probably the most critical role in the family business, and that was the role of support. We have given her the title of the Chief Supporting Officer through the years, even though she wasn't hands-on in the management and the day-to-day decisions that were being made, because of the support that she gave to my dad and undergirding him and what he was trying to do as he related to customers and team members and our Chick-fil-A operators. She really was a key factor in encouraging him, offering support through prayer. She was a tremendous prayer warrior for my dad, and even helping all of us understand that you cannot separate biblical principles from good business practices. They go hand in hand. And so my mother always encouraged that in everything that we did in our own personal lives as well as our professional lives. So I like to say that everything that we see around us is the result of the unseen. And she was kind of the unseen person all these years through Chick-fil-A.
Thank you very much for sharing this story, and also thank you for taking the time to chat today.
Wonderful. Thank you, John, so much. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Again, the book is called A Quiet Strength, The Life and Legacy of Jeanette M. Cathy. I have a link to all the info in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Trees were not always biodegradable. Today, bacteria and fungi eat away at fallen trees, but that wasn't always the case. Bacteria had to evolve to eat wood. So hundreds of millions of years ago, trees would fall at death, leaving large piles of dead wood. Forest fires of unimaginable proportions would then burn the massive mounds of dead wood. That's where most of the coal today on Earth came from, according to National Geographic.
Okay.
So, there you go. Interesting stuff. I'm learning all kinds of things. That is today's fun fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline, Saudi Arabia. Here's the story. Saudi Arabia has bought a $500 million share in Live Nation. That's the parent company of Ticketmaster.
Right.
$500 million. When you tack on the service fees, it's going to be even more because Ticketmaster has service fees.
I get that.
So,
who bought them?
Saudi Arabia, the country.
Oh.
Yeah. So now they own $500 million worth of Live Nation.
Okay.
So there you go. Good to know. This has been a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. I want to just say a shout out to Earl, by the way. I had a message through Facebook saying that he loves the weird news. So how you doing, Earl? Thanks for listening, man.
Love that.
Yeah, me too. And you can shoot us messages too. I mean, we got a Facebook page. We got a website. You can send messages. We'll say hello. We'll respond. Belgian farmers are facing a 750,000 ton surplus of potatoes. And their government has come up with a creative way to ensure these veggies don't go to waste. They're encouraging everyone to eat more fries. They say
I love French fries.
Frites, Frites, but I believe it's like French fries. It says lockdown measures in the country have crippled restaurants. In turn, farmers are feeling the heat too because they've got nowhere to sell their produce. However, government says Frites, twice fried snack, sometimes prepared with mussels, topped with mayonnaise.
See, I don't know what that is.
Maybe it is a little different.
Yeah.
They're considered a national dish of Belgium. Many snack bars where they're sold have been given special permission to stay open. You can stay open, sell as many of these things as you can. Department of Agriculture is hoping the people will venture out of the house to get their frites, Frites. Is that how you'd say it, frites?
Sure.
At a safe distance, of course. Twice a week, they're saying. Instead of just once, in order to aid
efforts. If it involves
efforts.
Potatoes, I wouldn't mind stepping up to
So
help.
we should.
If that happened in my country would be
Here's
fine.
the thing I would tell you. I think we should try to get a hold of some of these frites because now I just, to help the cause. I just kind of want to try it. I'll send you a link. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. A New Jersey electrical contractor is being charged with theft and conspiracy after swiping up to 1,600 respirator masks that were intended for a state hospital fighting the COVID outbreak. That's not good.
No.
Kevin Brady of Point Pleasant Beach is accused of stealing 8 cases of N95 masks. Now, I want to just say, at this point, just accused, so I don't want to assume he's guilty.
Right.
But it kind of sounds like maybe... It sounds like he probably is. But we're still just assuming, so I don't want to assume. Between March 27th and April 1st, the Office of the Attorney General said Prudential Financial had intended to donate these masks to a local hospital. The office said in a statement, each case had 200 masks. Officials say 49-year-old Brady was able to obtain the masks because he had access to the storage area in that facility. He was caught after multiple law enforcement agencies acted on a tip from the National Hoarding and Price Gouging Task Force, led by New Jersey U.S. Attorney Chris Carpentio. So they caught him with the masks. So it's, again, probably pretty likely that he did. But it's just sad, and it's not a good idea, and it's today's moment of duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Here we go. Fake news or Florida? UPS is going to deliver medicine via drone to the Villages retirement community in Florida. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say fake news.
No, it's a true story.
Huh.
They really, truly will be. So that way, they don't have to have a person,
outside people coming in and making them sick.
But here's my concern. Somebody still has to get all this medication ready, right?
Well, I'm sure that they'll...
So doing that in a sterile environment.
Who does that, yeah.
But couldn't they then just vet the person that's going to deliver?
Well, the people at the Villages know what to do with a drone when it comes flying in.
Smack it with their walker? I don't know. No, maybe they'll have a speaker on there. I have your medicine. I don't know. I'm not ready for this future stuff that's here. It's like the future's here. I don't know, just not ready. This has been Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. An anonymous $200,000 donation helps restaurants in Asheville feed the hungry for free. I think this is kind of a cool idea. It says here, an anonymous donor helped Asheville, North Carolina nonprofit feed thousands of people a week during these challenging times. Food Connection collects surplus fresh meals and food from restaurants, caterers, and institutions. They deliver them to community partners who feed people in need in order to reduce waste and ease the pain of imminent hunger. In March, they partnered with the YMCA and a local restaurant, Cultura, to meet the growing needs for free meals. Because here's the thing, when there's fewer restaurants open, there are fewer places with extra food.
Right.
So then sadly, at the same time, when more people need food, there was less food available. So an anonymous donor stepped forward and scribbled out a check for $200,000 for Food Connection to cover the cost of food and distribution. That means a team can now feed about 5,000 people per week. So it's really, really cool that they're able to do this. It says, we see the faces each and every day and the beautiful impact that your generosity is making in Western Carolina. It says, we are forever grateful to you. That's what was said in a message to this anonymous donor. So really, really cool. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. And if you happen to be blessed right now and in a position where you can help other people, it will make you feel just as good as it does the people you're helping if you make the decision to help somebody. It doesn't have to be a huge $200,000 gesture. It could be a tiny little thing. Just help somebody in need. It doesn't even have to be financial. It could literally be a phone call to a neighbor that you know is sitting home alone right now, and that's going to make a difference. It's going to make you feel good, too. Have a great weekend.